very much attuned as to what's going on with the internet. We have to be. We have to be determining what's going to happen next, and that's where we start talking about communication strategy. Now, the first thing I'm going to say is I don't believe there is something called an internet communication strategy, because today the internet is all around us. So what I'm going to talk about is a communication strategy for businesses and what they do. Now, this is what I'm going to cover off in the next sort of 20 minutes or so. I'm going to try and define what a communication strategy is, why companies need a communication strategy. I'm going to give you a couple of facts, a couple of interesting things to take away. Some of them you may know, some of them you might not know. I'm going to look at what was the communication strategy of the past and what it is today. Focusing very much on some social media aspects, and then looking at what it's going to be like in the future, and is it always going to be about the internet? So, communicare is the Latin word to communicate. Now, that is the definition of what communication is. But the most important words there are its information medium. It's feedback, you need a sender and a recipient, but they don't need to be in the same place at the same time. Now, that's quite important to remember, because what's happened today is companies base their whole strategy on being able to send and receive information, but also ensuring that the medium is right. So if we look at what the present is, the internet has evolved from where it was 10 years ago. I mean, 10 years ago, you had roughly 360 million users around the world. Now, that's increased by sixfold. That will increase as time goes on as well. Speed. Probably none of you guys remember dial-up days. 10 years ago, no, listen now, 6 or 7 years ago, I used to use CompuServe, a company called CompuServe. CompuServe's revenues were something in the region of $1 billion a year just through dial-up. If you were lucky, you would get 7.2 kilobits a second. If you wanted to look at some pictures online, it would take you 10 minutes to download a picture. Can you imagine if YouTube exists then, you'd be waiting all night just to see a video. It's about the audience as well. The whole audience of the internet has changed. 10 years ago, it was very much a business tool. It wasn't really a tool for communication. And of course, mobile. Apparently there is now, and again, some of these facts are very difficult to verify, but there is more technology in my 18-month-old BlackBerry than there was in the space capsule that took man to the moon. And that's scary. But that's because mobile and technology is evolving so fast. Things you can do on your mobile today you couldn't do 18 months ago, 2 years ago. And there's things that you're going to be able to do in 2 years' time that you can't even imagine now. The internet is all about communities of interest. And that's where the clever companies are positioning themselves. It's not just about a scattergun approach in terms of search. It's about trying to put things in the same place. Trying to use groups, trying to use focus areas. And that's one of the important things, and that's why some companies are realising actually where we need to target our strategy is communities of interest. And one of the big examples of that is how companies are adopting Facebook. I'm going to come on to that a bit later. Right. 160 billion emails are sent every single day. Does anyone want to have a guess at what percentage is spam? 90%? No. 50%? No. 2%? No. 97%. Now, I'm going to be generous here. I'm going to give away a free domain name to somebody, and I'll take 3 answers only. Our Queen, God bless her, when did she send her first email?
First email?
Yeah. In what year?
2010.
You think 2010, okay?
1999.
1999, okay? One more.
2009.
2009.
2007.
2007. You're absolutely nowhere near. I'll roll that one over then. 1976, apparently. And I would give you a bonus point if you could tell me who it was to, but you probably won't get that. So I'll tell you anyway. It was to a guy called Ray Tomlinson. Ring any bells? Well, you should all go and look up Ray. Send him a little note of thanks. Because of Ray, you can send emails today. Because he was the one who decided, you know what that little @ sign is? That would look really good in an email. So he was the guy who invented putting the @ sign in email addresses, as we see today. The Queen sent him a congratulatory email on the millionth email that was sent in the world. So it had gone from 0 in 1972 to 1 million in 1976. Now, based on some logic, if you think it took 4 years to get to 1 million, how long in today's society would it take to get to 1 million?
Second.
5 seconds.
Close. It's just under a second. Yeah. So, there we go, email. We could talk for half an hour on email. Any strategy has to rely on great content. It does not matter if you are spending billions of pounds marketing, billions of pounds on your strategy. If your content is rubbish, people are going to visit your site and just bounce off in seconds. People are not going to listen to what you are saying. And just because something cannot be bought online does not mean a company has to ignore its online strategy. A simple fact. A lot of companies think, you know what, yeah, we've got a website, we're not trading online, we don't have to worry about our strategy online. It's irrelevant. Well, the reason why it's irrelevant is because every single company is online. Simple as that. Type any company name into Google and you will find information on that company. Whether it be a company's house, whether it be on Google directories, whether it be on 192.co.uk, there will be something about that company online. And that's what companies need to realise going forward, that their communication strategy has to involve an online presence. I think that's very true. If you're searching for something new, first thing you put in is free. We do it all the time. I'm looking around, I need to convert a document really quickly from Word to PDF. So I go onto Google, I put free PDF converter. I'm not interested in something paid for. And actually, when I do a search for PDF converter, at the top of the search results are the sponsored links. I'm not going to click on those because I know that I'm going to be charged for something there. And the product they're going to take me to is a paid-for product. I don't want that. I want something for free. So where possible, everyone will search for something for free. So,